Isaiah Schafer from Minnesota, winner of the men's shot put championship, 115th Drake Relays. It's just been an absolute buzzworthy few days for the shot put in general. Obviously, what we saw at Drake Fieldhouse. You out there today? Obviously, we get the the elite pros back out there. I mean, just for this event, just in general, what do you feel like of these few days at Drake and Des Moines and the World Shot Put Series and everything? What has it meant for the present and the future of the shot put?
I think right now we're seeing like an influx of more investment going into it. I feel like in the past, the field events and especially throwing have been pushed to the side. But having Ryan Krauser like do the World Shot Put Series is probably one of the coolest things ever. A new format makes it a lot of fun, and watching like that live stream and seeing the energy that was brought to that meet is really cool. So I think the future of shot put is definitely on the ups, which is really awesome to see, being that I've been doing this for a while and it's a lot of fun and I love this sport.
What surprised you the most about that competition?
Well, like I didn't know the format like before the live, and then I knew there was a new format, but I didn't know exactly how it worked. So the format definitely surprised me, but I think it's really interesting. Like it's kind of like similar to high jump and pole vault, where it's not just about like only 6 throws. I think Roger Steen, who won it, like he took 11 throws or something like that, which is almost like 2 comps in one. So that's pretty crazy that it almost doubles the amount of throws that you might take.
You know how many trips took?
How many did he take?
13.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it was even more.
Exactly.
So it's
you get challenge flags and you get
which adds a funny element with people slamming them into the ring or just hiking them or whatever. Yeah.
But in terms, like seeing someone like Ryan Krauser, not even make the final, like what does that do for shot put? Knowing that's like everyone knows who Ryan is, but not everyone knows, and they should. Roger Steen, Trip Pippery, Campbell from Jamaica, even though he was a bronze medalist last year at the Olympics. Like, how does that help grow the sport, knowing that there's other guys out there?
I think it shows that like you always have a chance. Anything can happen in any single competition, and I think that new format, maybe it got in some people's heads, or I don't think it got in Krauser's head because he's pretty consistent, but he was running a lot of other things behind the scenes too. But it definitely just like gives more people, I think, the idea of like anything can happen. Like it can be me. Like I can win a crazy competition like that. You know. And
I'm sure it fueled you for today's competition, right? Did you try to like channel some energy from in there?
For sure. I mean, I feel like all of us tried. It's definitely a little cold today. The atmosphere was a little down, but I feel like there was still a lot of like big energy coming into the throws from everyone.
But it's heavy volume for you guys in general right now, anyways. Like we're Keenan and I both had the blessing of talking with Costas and Angelos, and it's like there was competition, and then come right here and another competition. How good are you feeling overall about just the way training is going in a heavy lifting and a nowhere near peak phase right now, knowing what blessings could showcase themselves come Big Tens and regionals?
Yeah, I feel like right now it's about like building consistency even when you're having these heavy lifts at this point in the season, and kind of like digging yourself into a hole before you peak. So seeing like consistency, and even when the misses are kind of going like a good distance, that there's a lot more in the tank for championship season.
This Minnesota team, though, is special, like across the board. We can talk about the throws and what they've been able to accomplish, but the sprints and the relays, the jumps. I mean, you've seen it at practice.
Right.
What makes this group so special?
I think it's all of us willing to hold each other accountable. We're not afraid to call each other out when we're like maybe being a bad teammate or just not showing up to practice at the right times, and because it's the little things that are going to get you to the next level and get you that championship that you want or that title that you want. And I feel like that accountability between us definitely fuels the fire, and we know like what the end goal is too. So we have a clear like end goal in mind, and it definitely shows like what we want our final destination to be at the end of the season.
Isaiah, with all that being said, I think a lot of people think, okay, Big Ten championships, it's going to be at Hayward for the first time. It's just going to be a coronation for the Ducks, or it might be a coronation for USC coming up there for the first time. In your heart, like, you guys are a tough matchup, and I'll give respect to Nebraska, like tough matchups for these teams in a conference setting. Like, just how excited are you to be able to show not only the former Pac-12 teams, but the rest of the country, what the depth and the versatility of this Minnesota team looks like.
Yeah, I think on the rankings, one of my teammates looked it up and we were ranked 4th or something. But I feel like between those top teams and even in the top athletes in each event, those top 3 spots are not guaranteed for anyone in any single event. If you have a slightly off day, the next person's gonna come and take it from you. So you definitely have to be just prepared for anything on the day. And I feel like half of the teams have an opportunity or a chance to even take it, because that's one of the beauties of track and field is there's so many different events and there's so many different things that can happen that it's honestly any team's opportunity for the taking.
I personally like to think the hammer throwers get 18 points out of that.
Yeah.
I think so too, but I mean you never really know. Anything can happen. People have fouled out of meets before, and I feel like as we're heading into Big Tens in 2.5-3 weeks here, seeing the consistency that the Costas and Adulos have done in the hammer is really awesome to see, and seeing what they do in practice is pretty cool too. Being able to practice with them.
But is it weird in your lifetime, the Big Ten championship on the West Coast?
Yeah, I grew up in Michigan, and the Big Ten was Midwest. Kind of.
Or we'll go to Penn State one year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And finding out that we were adding 4 more teams, and they were on the farther side of the country was surprising to say the least, but I think it'll be, exactly, the TV deals, whatever.
But it's the dress rehearsal for you and all your amazing group, because it's we're going to be there for Big Tens, and then we're going to be back for NCAA.
It just gives another opportunity to feel out the space and the atmosphere.
Awesome, man. Fantastic job for you and the team.
Thank you.